Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stambaugh Stadium, home of the Cardinal Mooney Cardinals, where the 2-2 Cardinals are about to take on the 3-1 Boardman Spartans. When we come back, the Cardinals will be kicking off. The Spartans will be kicking off to the Cardinals. will kick off from the 40-yard line.
Boardman's kickoff team has been doing a lot of running low line drives that returns.
Ball is up and away.
And of course,
And he
bounces on shoulder pad.
And he is brought down at about the 21-yard line.
That's one nice thing with a high kick. Gives the coverage team an opportunity to get down under the ball. A lot of times you'll see players call for the fair catch on that, avoid the contact. Spartans will set up defense.
First and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. And off around the right. Receiver Hoba is tripped up and is down at the 24-yard line.
We have an injured Cardinal Mooney player down on the field. It's one of their offensive linemen. I believe that's number 66.
Number 66, Carl Farina.
Carl Farina.
And he is having a lot of trouble trying to get back up there.
Yeah, he's sitting up, so I believe it's
something in his leg.
Yeah, leg injury, something lower body. That's a good sign. He's up on his feet.
And he's limping off the field with the help of two others.
Yeah, let's hope that's nothing too serious, but it is a good sign at least to see him, moving under his own power with some insistence there. But as he makes his way off the field, Spartan defense steps back out and gets ready to take their spots. After a gain about 3, that'd bring up second down about 7. Ball placed at the 30 or the 24-yard line.
Quarterback for Mooney is number 15, John Murphy. Looking, throws a bullet, and he catches it, and he is down at the 38-yard line. Nice completion there for the Cardinal Mooney Cardinals.
I was trying to pick up who made that reception on that play, but nice fingertip grab on that quick slant. Moves the ball all the way out to the 39.
First and 10, ball at the 39-yard line.
Mooney going with 2 wide, single back. And Mooney decides to call a timeout. Didn't have everybody on the same page or didn't like what they saw. So they'll burn their first timeout of the half.
Still early in the game, but Mooney seems to be doing pretty well offensively. Nice pass completion, nice run. Lost a player along the way, though.
Yeah, that first running play was a nice little design, just almost like a little counter just off the guard. Nice inside out pursuit by the Boardman linebacker to keep that from becoming a big gain because he had a head of steam when he came through that line. Mooney coach has everybody working on the same page in the playbook, so we'll reset.
2 outside, 1 man in the backfield. Takes ball. Hands off to number 9, and he has a nice gain. Bust through a defender, and he is down at the Boardman 47-yard line. That was number 9, Jason Santisi running the ball.
Yeah, that was one of those. Boardman committed their outside linebacker to the line, and once he made it through that first level, he was open until he got into the secondary. So a huge running play for Mooney on that.
Two wideouts and backfield. Hands off to number 2, Chris Gruber, for a nice gain of about 3.
Yeah, Joe Racy losing his helmet on that play. He'll have to come off the field for a play when he gets his equipment reestablished. Another nice gain on first down for the Cardinals.
Now bring up 2nd and 6, ball at the 44-yard line. Once again, shotgun formation. Hands it off to Santisi. And there's a flag on the play, but he was snuffed out by the Boardman defense.
Yeah, that looked be really that similar, that little counter to the right side again, trying to find that hole. Not successful this time. Boardman closed it up in a hurry. Nowhere to go. Penalty does go against the Spartans. That'd be a 5-yard. Remain second down.
2nd down and 1, ball at the Spartan 39-yard line. Man in the backfield.
Mooney is still staying with that 2 wideout set.
Doing a QB run around the left, and and he is down at the Boardman 34-yard line. Nice game, about 5 yards.
Yeah, they're having some success running the ball. That time running to the strong side where the tight end was set. Quarterback keeping the ball, and
Mooney for the umpteenth time running the shotgun formation, drops back, throws a ball to the right, caught at the 25-yard line, and stays in bounds. And he was out at, I believe, the 10-yard line. That was a 25-yard gain there for
Connor Miller. Finally pushing him out over there. Again, just a really nicely placed ball. Just dropped it right over the secondary. A lot of running room until he's finally bumped out of bounds.
Hands it off. Number 9, Jason Santisi, but it doesn't go very far. That's a gain of about a yard. That was a gain of 3 yards. I'll bring up 2nd and 6. 8 minutes and 43 seconds left to play in the quarter. Ball at the 6-yard line.
It's typically difficult to work the center of that Boardman defense. The 2 defensive tackles for the Spartans are outstanding linemen.
Outside number 2 around the outside. Fights his way through a couple defenders, but he is short of the goal line. He'll be marked down at about the 2-yard line.
Excellent momentum play on that. Connor Miller getting out there, getting the initial contact. 3 Spartan bringing him down at the 2.
I'll bring up 3rd and goal. Ball at the 2-yard line. 7 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in the quarter.
Been a pretty methodical drive thus far for Mooney.
3 men in the backfield.
Well, ball comes loose. Looked like a miscue on the snap, definitely.
And Boardman says they have it, and Boardman comes away with the ball.
Huge break for the Spartans on that one. Yeah, definitely miscue. Quarterback did not receive that snap cleanly. John Murphy unable, and you see that sometimes when you run that shotgun, you'll step up underneath, go to a power. That was a 2 tight end formation, and kind of like that inverted wishbone formation, and just they're not used to taking that ball straight into their hands, and didn't take the snap. And Spartans are in business. Granted, they're on their own 4-yard line, but at least they're able to turn that drive into a goose egg. So we'll see what the Spartans can get going here on this drive.
Michael Horo comes out to play quarterback for the Spartans, hands it off, and Mooney snuffs the runner out. That was number 2, Joe Iracy.
Yeah, they just shot gaps on that play. They were looking for the run, interior run all the way, and not a chance. Nowhere to go with that. Actually losing a yard on that play. So it's hard, though. It's hard when you're looking, and you're the shadow of your own goal line to, it takes some fortitude to decide you want to step back and throw that ball, because there's so many things that can go wrong, especially, it's a wet night. We had that brief storm delay, so tending to the injured Spartan down there. One thing that you do run into in these games when you have a delay and players get stretched out and then they come back into play, you sometimes see cramping. Who is it?
Number 66.
Okay. Yeah, that would be number 66, Isaac Land, offensive lineman for the Spartans. Again, another nice sign, able to walk off the field, really with little or no assistance on that. So
Boardman comes out, 2nd 11, ball at the 3-yard line. 3 wide out set.
Yeah, the line splits are a little tighter now. They really can't afford to have the Mooney defenders shooting those interior gaps, because they're just unable to get anything going if they're allowing that to happen. So yeah, 2 receivers to the right of the formation and just 1 wide out to the left.
2 men in the backfield. And there's a flag on the play.
Just a slight bit of trickery there. O'Hara stepped up to take a direct snap, and you had the Mooney linebacker. I didn't get his number on that, stepping all the way up into the line. But they are going to call Spartan for a little procedure on that play. So the defender was drawn off, and that will go as half a distance to the goal line, about the 1.5 yard line.
11.
Will remain 2nd down. Yeah, they're.
Or 2nd 2, I'm sorry. Runs up the middle. And pushes way through the middle. And
yeah, that's about as much you'd want to hope for on that play. You're just follow your center straight up field and able to get themselves close to 3 yards on that. So 3rd down, a big 3rd down play here. You probably can't really gamble too much. 3
wide out, 2 men in the backfield. Looking.
He's going to throw.
Scrambles out to the left. Looking. No one open. Throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, that was the wise play on that. Got outside the pocket and just heaved that to the Mooney bench. So live to fight another down. Boardman will be forced to punt on this situation and be expected for Mooney to end up in excellent field position, but they were able to hold him out of the end zone. So Alrighty. The official centers the ball in the middle of the field.
Puns up and away. Field it at about the 38-yard line. Takes it around the right side. And he has an opening.
Line drive kick.
And he's out of bounds. And he dives in the end zone. I thought it was out of bounds.
Yeah, had what looked like could have been a block in the back, but the officials did not see it that way. But yeah, excellent effort. Takes it down that right sideline and ends up with a score. Excellent return. Yeah, those low kicks really doesn't give your coverage team much of an opportunity to get down there and stop those plays before they get started. And just
correction, he did not score on that play. Actually, stepped out of bounds at about the
official called him out.
7-yard line. It was a little hard to tell. He kept fighting for each and every yard.
Yeah, it said I didn't hear a whistle either, so I don't imagine they had. That one was running. I don't think some of the players heard it either, so that play kept burning till we ended up in the end zone.
Yes, man motion and the snap goes back, and he's able to scramble away, and he's brought down at the 2-yard line. That was John Murphy making something out of nothing there.
Yeah, absolutely excellent effort. You had a Boardman defender just screaming into the backfield, basically overran it. He was able to cut up. Murphy was able to cut up inside, and excellent turn and excellent play
for Wyatt. And John Murphy runs up the middle,
taking himself right off his center, and it's a score.
That's a touchdown for Mooney.
With 5:01 remaining in our first quarter, the Mooney Cardinals put their first 6 on the board, and pretty much as this first quarter, this point, it's been all Cardinal Mooney. They've had the ball all but 3 plays that the Spartans were able to have on when they were on offense. So. Extra point kick goes through. No, I take that back. He missed that. Wow. So that missed PAT attempt, that makes our score the Cardinals 6 and Boardman Spartan 0.
5 minutes and 1 second remaining in the quarter.
We'd have to imagine Boardman should end up with a starting position to begin this next drive. Really difficult to go to too much in your playbook when you're starting on your own 4-yard line.
Very good drives coming back to the offense, but only 6 points on the board show for it.
And punting and kicking off for the Cardinals is number 11, Mike Scavina.
Puts his foot to the ball, a high arcing kick.
Field at the 20-yard line, brought out to the 30.
Down on the coverage for the Mooney Cardinals, that was Nico Marchiona. Well, the Spartans again with much better starting position here on this second drive.
2 out of set, 2 men in the backfield. Man motion. Those in number 11, Che Trevena. Che Trevena cuts and weaves his way up to the 38-yard line.
Nice little play there. Nice design. And you've got Connor Miller going in motion on that play, and he immediately turns upfield and becomes that first blocker, kicks out that defensive back, setting up that nice little seam, pick up 8 yards.
2nd and 2, ball at the 37-yard line. Man motion, that's number 13.
Yeah, Connor Miller again, rolling out to his right.
Right, and could not connect with his man. That pass was intended for number 23.
Kareem Hamden. Yeah, it's with the ball a little behind him. That's a tough throw. That rolling out, trying to put the ball out there while you're running, but still a manageable 3rd down.
Third and 2, ball still at the 37-yard line. 4 minutes and 46 seconds left to play in the quarter. Hands it off up the middle. And
that is going to be close. Depends on where the official spots the ball. The official's foot is placed right about exactly where that line is. I believe they're probably going to have to measure that. Yeah, the official's stopping the clock. They're going to bring the chain gang out and have a closer look at this one. Cardinals bringing heavy pressure on the right side of Boardman's offense, so it was a good decision to hand that ball off and push it forward. We'll see what the result of this measurement is, but if he had kept that on that option,
and
by about the half the length of the football, looks like they do have that first.
Just about got it.
New set of downs. The Boardman Spartans pick up the first down.
By the skin of their teeth.
Yes, it was a lot of hard running on that play, and
Racy was able to run up the middle and pick up those 2 yards they needed.
Yeah, Racy's a good hard runner. I mean, you don't need to give him a lot, but he had a nice little push there by the right guard.
3 wide outside by Spartans, 1 man in the backfield. Hands it off once again. Around on the outside. And there's a flag on the play.
It's possible. That might be a late hit on that. There's a targeting call.
Having some trouble identifying who that call was on.
Yeah, I was unable to pick up the official on that, or at the very least, that was a signal for a blow to the head. I don't believe they called targeting. I believe the player is remaining in the game for Mooney, but a big personal foul moves the ball all the way over into
the 40 up to the 49-yard line. Spartans are showing a three wide outside, 1 man in the backfield. Horo checking his line.
This is pretty much a formation they've been going with this whole drive. 2 wide outs. Now you got
Trevena in motion. Hands it off to Trevena. Trevena tries to run around the outside, but he is wrapped up at about the 38-yard line. At the 42-yard line, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was Josh Rodriguez on that carry. That's it's like a jet sweep by design, but it's a little that short pass. They don't. Was it Trevena? It was Trevena. Check that. But yeah, that's that little dish pass to the motion man, and was able to picked up a couple.
Horo getting signals from the sideline. 3 wideouts. Rodriguez in motion, hands it off to Rodriguez around the right side. He cuts to a couple defenders, and he is just barely wrapped up.
Yeah, that was
just tripped up.
Yeah, just got his ankle and was able to get him to the ground because he had a little bit more green ahead of him, but that was a really nice piece of running.
I believe that was number 4, Darian Fant, that was able to trip him up.
Yeah. Yeah, nice play by the defender on that. Get him to the ground. But also a nice run, a little 7-yard gain.
Three wide set. Two men in the backfield. Rodriguez in motion. Oro set up the screen.
Little two-step drop. Looks like he's going to be short. This is one of those I really think you're in 4 down. No reason to punt down in here. Brings up about close to 2 yards, but still leaves about 2 to go for that line to gain.
Ball at the 37-yard line, 4th and 2.
Yeah, absolutely no hesitation on this. You absolutely need to go for it here.
2 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in the quarter. Hands off to Iracy. Iracy is able to cut around the right.
Nice little pitch play. Who's it out there?
And Boardman picks up the
Huge
first down.
block. The big guy, number 54, Nikitas Misos, out there just buried his man, created that seam for him to turn the ball upfield. Very, very nicely done.
Rolls around the left, looking, throws a bullet, but he does not connect with his man. That pass was intended for number 11, Che Trevena.
Yeah, Boardman trying to pick up the tempo a little bit on that. Not quite as deliberate. Got up the line of scrimmage, short snap count, and trying to catch the Mooney defenders on their heels. And completion brings up a 2nd and 10.
Second and 10, minute 46 left in the quarter. Score is still 6-0 Cardinals.
O'Hara picking up the offensive signal. Took a minute or so for that to get communicated to him.
3 wideouts, 2 men in the backfield. Hands off to Racy up the middle, but that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, very little running room up there. They were pinching in. The defenders were pinching in on that. He did well. He picked up close to 3 yards. Nice effort by the line to make something out of that. So that does bring up a 3rd and long.
Brings up 3rd and 8 at 20 in the quarter. 3 wideouts set, 1 man in the backfield, or 4 wideouts set, 1 man in the backfield.
Oh,
and number,
I believe that's number 9 over there on the defense.
Jason.
Yeah, that'd be Jason
Santisi.
Santisi, yeah, he just a little too anxious. He wanted to get number 8.
Apologies, that was actually number 8, Sheriff Jameson, jumping a little early there.
Yeah, just anxious to get into a pass rush. 3rd and long. You're pretty well betting that O'Hara's going to be dropping back to pass.
That's a 5-yard gain. 5 wideout set. Ball at the 26-yard line. Right up the middle.
Yeah, empty backfield. O'Hara stepping up, taking that direct snap. Tried to find his way in behind his big offensive center.
Bring up 4 and 2. I'm surprised they went and tried to go with the QB sneak there on 3rd and 3.
Yeah, it's one of those again. It's a timing thing. He was hoping to kind of catch him on their heels, expecting it because he just stepped up, took that snap, and tried to plow forward. Just nothing doing there. Cardinal defensive tackles just collapsed on that and only allowed him to pick up maybe a yard.
Ball at the 25, 4th and 2.
The officials blow that play dead.
And that marks the end of the first quarter. Score is still 6-0 Mooney Cardinals. Spectacular opening for the Cardinals. And overall, offensively, the Spartans have been doing relatively well.
Yeah, this has been kind of a methodical drive. And again, just kind of almost shadows of what Cardinal was able to accomplish there in that first quarter. Just really time of possession has to be heavily in the favor of the Cardinal Mooney Cardinals, they just owned the ball and up until this recent drive, this Boardman's current drive. So it's a very big play coming up here, this fourth down, because the Spartans really need to keep this going and pick up some points on this. Both teams have exchanged sides. 7 back out. Cardinals secondary stepping up. Those linebackers showing like they may be coming, but
Hands off to Racy up the middle, and
nice play.
a nice gain, and I believe he picked up the first down. Another nice run by Joe Racy.
Yeah, he got an excellent block by the left guard over there. Just really nicely done. Took the tackle all the way to the other side of the center.
I'm sorry, that will mark the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, there must have been a tick or two left on there, and I was going to say I was telling them that they had flipped sides, and they're still exactly where they were. So I don't know if there was trying to check the timeouts. I'm uncertain if the officials stopped it or.
I believe they may have been trying to spot the ball, or someone called a timeout. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's just a little confusing. I'm not able to pick up on some of the official signals down there. So, anyway, that's a big first down for Boardman. It's zone here. They've got a nice drive of their own going and picking up they've had a couple nice runs on that drive. Seems like they're having some success running to the left side of their offensive line.
First and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. Five right out set. Looking. Scrambles up the middle. Dives forward.
Nice play. That just opened right up. The Cardinals were back playing coverage on that, and when he made it past the line of scrimmage, he just had a huge hole right up the center of the field. Picked up another big first down for the Spartans. Gain of about 15 yards, I'd say, on that play.
First and 10, ball at the 11. Gain of 10 yards.
Yeah, Hora doing a nice job of keeping his eye down.
Fake the handoff, looking. Pocket collapses, throws around the right side. Doesn't connect with his man. That pass was intended for number 13, Josh Rodriguez.
Yeah, he was getting a lot of heat that time. That was Sheriff Jameson.
Sheriff Jameson on the coverage there.
Yeah, he was all over the quarterback on that play. O'Hara did really well to get rid of that ball before he took a big hit.
Two men in the backfield. Two out to the right, one to the left. Hands out to Racy up the middle. Tries to fight his way through a tackler, but he is brought down at the 6-yard line.
Another nice interior run. Spartans running, in essence, a double counter, faking to the first man through, and Racy making a nice gain off of the left side of his center.
Two men in the backfield. Two out to the right, one to the left. Hands off to Racy once again. Runs on the outside, and that's a gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, another nice play. You had the left guard pulling around, leading that through. It's really almost the same play as they did before, or just to the other side of the field.
I wanted to kick it 10 minutes ago. Call the time out then.
And Boardman calls a timeout.
Yeah, a little miscommunication out there. Signals. I want to make sure and get this right. This is, a big drive for Boardman, and they want to make sure that they get the right play, and everybody's going to be running the same thing. So, Boardman can still get a first down. I believe they get just inside of the 2-yard line should they not score. A huge fourth down play here. It's been a workmanlike drive so far. They've been relying heavily on the run. He was trying to couple his passes. It's like when he goes to pass, he's under such pressure. He's really just not able to have time to connect with his receivers. A lot of times when you're facing that kind of pressure, the best thing you can do is just, run up inside of that heavy pass rush. Here we go. Spartans all agree on where they want to do with this play, so setting up again at the 4.
4th and 3, ball at the 4. 3 wide out set, 1 man in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, throws a boy, and that is broken up by number 8, Sheriff Jameson.
Yeah, that was a nice defensive play out there. Looked to me that might have been Chris Gruber on that coverage. But anyway, got a hand in there. It was a nice play call. Good idea. When they're loading up the box, looking for that interior run, we had one-on-one coverage, but we were able to break that up. So the Spartans turn it over on downs.
Cardinals will take it 1st and 10, ball at the 4-yard line. 2 wide out set, 1 man in the backfield. Hands the ball off, rolls around to the left, busts through a defender or 2, but doesn't go very far. And he is down at the 4 or 5 yard line. Might not have made a gain on that play.
Yeah, if he did, he barely got a yard. Joe Arashi did a nice job of coming off of his receiver and getting down low on the running back, getting down into his knees and ankles, and really didn't give the running back any chance to make any yardage on that play.
2nd and 10, ball at the 4 yard line. Hands it off to number 2, Chris Gruber. Fights his way for a couple extra yards.
Yeah, some good hard running there. Looked to me like one of the Boardman defenders was looking for the strip and didn't really wrap. Gave him an opportunity to kind of work for a few more yards.
1st and 10, ball at the 15. That was an 11-yard gain on that run. 3 man in the backfield. High snap.
Over his head.
Murphy running back for the ball. And he throws it
wisely. Yeah, pitches it out of the back of that end zone. Takes the safety instead of giving up a score.
And that's a safety for the Spartans.
Yeah, he had a Spartan defender coming down full bore because it looked like it could have been just anybody's ball, and wisely flicks that ball out the back of the end zone. So the safety will be just a 2-pointer. Could have been much worse if he had allowed that ball to continue to bounce around in that end zone. So that's what they're coached to do. So, but they will need to have either place kick or a punt now. It's their option at the 20-yard line, which should give the Spartans outstanding field position to start this next drive. So
Score is now 6-2. 6-2. Cardinals still have to leave. 9 minutes and 12 seconds left to play in the quarter.
Yeah, been an interesting game so far. I mean, turnovers have definitely, as with most games, but yeah, turnovers have been incredibly costly for
Mooney.
Yeah, for Mooney. Yeah, they're snuffed out one of their own offensive drives, and now a couple of bad snaps. I mean, he's had 2 high snaps, been hard to handle, but one of them he was able to pull down and got a nice gain out of it. But you can bet they'll be working with their center on the sidelines, getting them to get that snap lower. There's nothing you can do when it's over your head. They're going to do a punt on the free kick.
Punt is up and away. Bounces behind the fielders, and he is wrapped up. That was number 17 for Mooney. Walter Sweeney on the tackle.
Yeah, and that was Racy on the reception. The 2 deep men couldn't decide whether they wanted to field it or who was going to take it. So it's always best if you're able to. They had the time to scoop that ball up and not give up any more yardage, even if you just go down, which is in essence what happened to them. But don't give up another 5 yards or more. And we have a late flag. We have a personal foul against Mooney. Not absolutely certain what happened there. It might have been some player infraction, but yeah, I do believe they're going to reset this free kick. I mean, with when the flag came out, it looked like it was after the play, but either Boardman it was a procedure call. So it was just a late flag. Could have sworn the initial signal was personal foul, but that means we get to do this all over again. They're going to mark off the 5 yards.
Back to receive is Joe Iracy and Che Trevena.
And again, going with the punt.
Punt is up and away.
Nice.
Iracy fields at the 35-yard line. Run and takes out to about the 50-yard line. Try to look for an opening, but there was none there.
That's one of those examples where a 5-yard penalty actually costs them close to 15 or more yards, because Boardman was set up first and 10 at their 33, and then with that procedure, they had to kick over and got a nice return, probably 10-yard return after the reception, and Boardman right at midfield. So
good field position for the Spartans.
Yeah, it's little things that can hang you up again.
First and 10, ball at the 50-yard line. For Spartan showing a 3 wide out set, 2 men in the backfield. Number 13 in motion, that's Rodriguez. Oro looking, throws it deep, but that's out of bounds. That pass was intended for number 13, Josh Rodriguez.
Yeah, he bluffed the short throw and wanted to go deep with it, and you could almost tell by his body language he didn't like where the timing seemed to have gone off on, and he just wanted to get it deep.
Pocket seemed to
chance.
Pocket sort of collapsed around Oro there. The line has to do a better job of blocking there, but that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 50-yard line. 8 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in the quarter. In the backfield, hands it off up the middle. He has some room, but he is knocked down at about
he takes a hard lick from the safety on that play.
At about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, it was a nice. I think that was Matt Harper coming up, laid a big hit, but not before a nice 7-yard gain. And again, Boardman offensive line opening up some holes. He went untouched until the safety came up to fill.
Then we go 3rd and 3. Ball at the 43-yard line. One man backfield fakes the handoff. A Horo running around the left, but he is wrapped up by Mooney. Back at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, tried to work the stiff arm, but just nothing doing over there. There was 3 red jerseys out there to stop his progress right at the 40 end. So looks like Boardman will try to pin the Cardinals deep on a punt.
But a low snap, punt is up and away.
Angling that.
And that goes out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to mark that up right about just inside of the 15. So able to angle that out, keep the ball inside the 20. With 7 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in our first half.
That ball will be marked at about the 15-yard line. John Murphy and the Cardinals offense comes out to take the field. And they start at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
Ball marked on their right hash. Again, a tight running
Hands off to
formation.
the left. Man has a little room up the middle. And that's a gain of about 4 yards.
That was number 4, Alex Uzika, coming out and making the play on defense. Limits him to about a 4-yard gain.
Hands it off,
Oh.
runs around to the left, and the Spartans wrap him up all the way back at the 10-yard line.
That play there was made by Joe Racy. He came up and forced him to bounce that outside, allowed the defense to just swarm out there. No chance for the runner. Loss of close to
8 yards about.
Yeah, about 8 yards on that. Big play for the Spartan defense. Brings up third and long, a long 12.
3rd and 12, ball at the 12-yard line. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the quarter. 2 wideouts set to the right.
Yeah, trips to the left. It's
Murphy looking, and misses the tackle. Murphy runs out to the right. He's scrambling. He has some room. And he is wrapped up at about the 25-yard line.
He is close to that first down. Boardman had a spy, but, if he did scramble out of there, that is going to be close. Depends on the spot. I do believe they're going to put the nose of the ball right at the first down marker.
Very, very close.
Just barely missed the first down.
I believe they're going to give it to him without a measurement. Yeah, that's a first down. Yeah. Chains are moving.
Looked like they placed that ball slightly behind the first down marker, but that'll bring up 1st and 10. Ball at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, nice job of Murphy again. Using his feet to pick up the first down, loss contain, and again on that play, Boardman had the linebackers playing as a spy to keep him from gaining.
And motion for Mooney, hands it off to the left. There's a big hole there. Gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, that's number 11 on that carry.
Mike Scavino.
Yeah, nice little run.
Good, center him up. Center him up. Yeah.
So we get down around that 5-minute mark. Mooney being deliberate with their calling. Again, with that 5 wide set, trips to the left, their formation, and 2 to the right.
2nd and 5. Ends off number 11. And it's picked off!
That was the option pass.
I believe that was number 44.
Yeah, that was that'd be Brandon Zagatti.
Brandon Zagatti with the clutch pick right there.
Yeah, that was Mooney trying to run a little trick play. The handoff went to Mike, number 11, Mike Scavina, and he was the one who actually threw that pass and just had nothing on it, and Spartan's able to step up inside it with a huge turnover with 4 minutes 42, plenty of time to get their offense rolling here.
Ball at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. 4 minutes and 42 seconds left to play in the quarter. 2 men in the backfield, 3 wideouts. O'Horo getting signals from the sideline. Ball snap, hands off to number 2, Joe Iracy.
Yeah, again, Boardman running that option play. Not picking up much on that one, but and they have plenty of time to run the ball.
3 wide set, Trevena and Slocum out to the right. 2 men in the backfield. Horo drops back, looking. Throws it deep for the end zone for Trevena. And there's a penalty on the play. He was pass interference.
Yeah, definitely pass interference on that. The receiver
he knocked him down for God's sake.
They knocked him down the end zone right at the E of the Penguins. And yeah, that's an easy call for the official on that one. Had absolutely no opportunity to get to the ball. So another huge penalty against Cardinal Mooney.
That's a 15-yard penalty. I'll bring the ball to the 18-yard line.
Huge play.
Spartans are deep in Mooney territory, and O'Horo is getting signals from the sideline.
Yeah, Mooney looked like they're staying with the 2 deep zone.
3 wide set, 2 men in the backfield. Snaps the ball, hands off. Iracy up the middle. Iracy out to the left, and he is just barely tripped up.
Very nice run. Able to evade that first tackle. Couldn't see who the linebacker was there, but another nice hole on the left-hand side of the Boardman offense.
I believe that was number 6, Dom Bird, who was able to trip Iracy up there. 3 wide set, 2 men in the backfield, and before they snap the ball, O'Horo gets signals from the sideline. O'Horo takes the snap, runs up the middle, but is not able to advance in the end zone. He is wrapped up by Mooney defense at about the 2-yard line.
He picked up a couple, though. Again, nice offensive line push because Mooney's standing tall in the trenches, but just that interior line play of the Boardman Spartans is just able to push that pile and get him a couple yards. So 2nd and short.
Showing the same formation as before. Horo hands off to Iracy around the right side, but that goes nowhere. I'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, that was a nice defensive play over there. I believe that was number 9, Jason Santisi. Thank you.
Fakes the handoff. O'Horo looking.
He's there.
Throws it end zone, touchdown.
Nice play design.
That was to number 23, Kareem Hamden.
Yeah, really nice play. You had the wide receiver doing the out play, took the safety with him, and the underneath throw was wide open. Take it right into the end zone, and Boardman able to score their first touchdown of the half with 2:36 remaining.
And that spectacular play will give them at least a 2-point lead.
Now for the all-important PAT attempt.
As the past two Browns games have showed, PATs are very important.
Yes, that's one thing we learned. Tommy Fried on to kick. And his extra point attempt is no good. So with 2 missed extra point attempts and the Mooney safety.
I'll bring the score to 8-6 Spartans. 2 minutes and 36 seconds left to play in the quarter.
Yeah, unusual score. It is.
Probably has something to do with the rain and wind going on tonight. It was very
absolutely.
stormy earlier.
Yeah.
Probably very wet conditions out on that field.
Yeah, it's just been a variety of things. I think that like you're saying, Guy, that has a lot to do with some of the errors, the fumbles. It's tricky conditions for sure.
Like I mentioned with the Browns game earlier, it was soaking wet, pouring down rain, windy, and a bunch of missed field goals and point afters that could have helped win the game, but in the end didn't work out. So
it's all these little points
start to add up after a while.
Yeah, they make a difference. You get towards the end of the game, and a field goal could now win it, or it's a long way away from that. We have a whole another half yet to go, so the Spartans will be kicking off.
2 minutes and 36 seconds left to play in the quarter. Score is 8-6 Spartans. Kick is up and away. And that's number 5, Nico Marchion. Marchion feeling that kick, and he brings it out to about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, not a bad return. Received that ball about the 15, about a 16-yard return. Been an excellent game so far. Really has. 2 evenly matched teams. Both do a lot of the same things well. Some of the more effective plays have been the interior run game, mixing in, some nice passes.
Ball is marked down to 32. 1st and 10. 2:30 left in the quarter. Murphy takes the snap, looking, throws a bullet, and that is complete to number 81, Anthony Fire.
Yeah, I believe the officials waved that off. It looked like he had that ball. Must have skipped in there, but that looked like an excellent attempt.
And they'll roll that incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in the quarter. Murphy throws that ball a little harder and a little higher.
Yeah,
we're talking about a nice gain right now, and
absolutely, yeah. He had his receiver open.
Murphy takes a snap, runs up the middle. He has some room, has a nice gain, just jumps over a defender, and is brought down at about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, we're starting to see that Boardman committed the middle linebacker on pass rush, and Murphy just saw it right away, and it was clearly a pass play, but he just made up his mind he was going to run that ball when that opened.
Hands it off out to the left side, and he is snuffed out by Spartan's defense. That was, I believe, number 2 on the play, Chris Gruber.
Yeah, some nice lateral pursuit there. You've got Tino Arcuri just doing a man's job, scraping off his block, and just with that lateral pursuit, just giving the running back no chance to get that edge.
No gain on that play. 2nd and 10. Murphy looking, pocket collapses, and he is brought down for a sack. Back at the 40-yard line. That is a loss of about 8 yards.
Yeah, but that was Ray Hammond on that sack. Or no, I checked that. That was the linebacker, Brandon Zagatti. Just a lot of people back there to choose from. So,
Alex Uzica was also back there on that sack.
yeah.
And a very nice defensive play for the Spartans. They'll bring up 3rd and 17, ball at the 41-yard line. 56 seconds left in the quarter.
Exactly, and that's what you got to do. Like he just said it, you've got to collapse the pocket around him. He had nowhere to step up, nowhere to go. You kept him in the pocket and able to bring him down for a big loss.
3-1 set for Mooney. Murphy looking, throws a bullet towards the middle, and it is complete. That was
Nice throw to receiver out there.
number 81, I believe. I believe that was Anthony Fire.
That brings up 4th down. Able to get a chunk of it back. Of course, with 18 seconds, they're letting the clock burn here. I believe they surprised they didn't call a timeout on this, but
It's 4th and 5, ball at the 47.
Mooney apparently content to let the clock run out in this half. Absolutely, and that'll bring us into our first half.
A very good and wet game so far.
Yes, exactly. Very well put. Yeah, definitely a very good wet game. Outstanding effort by both teams. I mean, they're really, a lot of probing, a lot of things going wrong, making corrections. You can see little things happening out there that, both teams are doing. There's going to be a lot to talk about in the locker room
Definitely.
at halftime. So,
Just a very nice effort all around by both teams. The
Absolutely.
defense of the Spartans especially. But
yeah.
now that brings us to the halftime show with the excellent Boardman Spartan marching band. We will see you when the second half begins.